This video will review the revised workflow for providers when documenting the admission and annual LTC Care Conference. We'll review how this LTC Care Conference auto text is used in a provider's note after the meeting has ended, so that documentation by nursing, allied, and pharmacy will automatically pull into your note. There will be no change to how physicians will be notified of care conferences. Clerks will continue to email physicians up to 4 weeks prior with the date, time, and location. When the date and time for a conference is confirmed, the nurse will start the process by initiating the care conference power form. Allied clinicians and pharmacy follow and add their information about the resident here prior to the meeting. Nursing or a designated delegate will finalize the power form at the end of the conference meeting. Please note physicians do not document in this power form. Physicians will document directly onto a family conference note type either before or during the meeting. The timing of the documentation is a personal choice, as this information can be saved prior to the conference in draft form or during the conference as part of your intended note. It is recommended that the note be finalized only after the meeting ends. Now let's go over physician documentation and how to incorporate allied, pharmacy, and nursing notes from the power form into your own note after the conference meeting ends. As mentioned before, you can create your family conference note in advance. There are a couple of ways to do this from Provider View. First, either click the Add button in the Documents component, or under the Admission tab or Rounding tab, scroll down. Make sure to select Other Note. Please do not use the existing hyperlink under the Rounding tab called Long-Term Care Family Conference Note to create your document. Here's why. This template will not automatically populate the information from the Care Conference Power Form completed during the meeting. Using the auto text here may result in a note with redundant information. Let's continue with creating the note. Under Type of Note, please select Family Conference Note from the drop-down menu. Next, you'll need to select a note template. Select Free Text from the Main tab or from Favorites tab if you have already marked it as a favorite. To change the title of the document, move your cursor to the window and click the X to remove Free Text Note. Then type in either Annual Care Conference or Family Care Conference and click OK. Here's an example of starting a physician summary either prior to or during the care conference. The note can then be saved and finalized after the conference. To resume your in-progress note after the care conference has adjourned, click on it here. It can be found as a hyperlink under Documentation in Provider View. Next, click the Modify icon to resume your documentation. Place your cursor well below your own draft notes. Start to type in this exact auto text abbreviation as it is case-sensitive. Capital LTC _Care Conference. This will populate the information from the Care Conference Power Form. When you can see it, simply press the Enter key on your keyboard. Here's an example of what the information from the auto text should look like in a physician's note after the meeting ends and the power form has been completed. As the provider, please complete the family member and outcome of conference sections populated from the auto text. Remember, you can change the title of the headings, modify or correct any of the information generated from the auto text before finalizing your document. Let's now add the information about the family member here. Next, hold down your mouse key and highlight your own draft notes from earlier. Right-click and select Copy. You can also use Ctrl-C on your keyboard for this function. Move your cursor under the heading Outcome of Conference and right-click on your mouse to paste your notes here. You can also use Ctrl-V on your keyboard for this function. Please note you may want to change the heading title from Outcome of Conference to Physician Summary. After copying and pasting, remember to go back to your own draft notes and delete the duplicate. You'll notice that if information is missing from the power form, it will appear in your note as no qualifying data available. This can be removed before finalizing your note. Remember, all information that populates when using the auto text is modifiable. This allows you to make corrections and delete duplicate information. A reminder that from the Sign and Submit window you can change the title of your note if you forgot to remove Free Text Note from the title when you first created it. You can also copy the note to others manually, since the Family Conference note type does not distribute to Accelerus or Care Connect. The most recent Family Conference note can be found front-facing in Provider View under the Advanced Care Planning and Goals of Care component. Key reminder: when creating your Care Conference note, if you choose to write your note during the meeting, ensure the nurse has modified and signed the final version of PowerForm prior to inserting the auto text. The auto text will pull in information from the most recent LTC Care Conference PowerForm into your note. If you have any questions or need support on Cerner, please do not hesitate to reach out.